historical consciousness, I guess. And so I think a lot of people are just trying to get by day to day, which makes sense. As I say, because so many people are so busy. And they're dealing with so many immediate stressors that they don't really have the time to step back and think about what is going on here from a historical perspective. And also, I think, not everyone is cut out for that kind of thinking. And I want to be careful with this because I don't mean this in a dismissive way. What I mean is that, some people are tall, but they're not good at basketball because they don't have the hand-eye coordination, or their vision isn't very good. They can't make that three-point shot because they can't fucking see the basket, right? Even though they're 7 feet tall. And I think intelligence is like that. There's so many different forms of intelligence, or I could say intelligence expresses itself in so many different ways. And so when I say that most people aren't configured to think about things in certain ways, I don't mean that at all as an insult. I don't mean that as a condemnation. I just mean that that's the way it is. Not everyone is built for basketball or rugby or long distance running or whatever. And that's fine. That there's no condemnation in that. I run into a lot of people. I live in this tiny town right now. Pretty redneck kind of vibe in some ways. And there are a lot of people who consider themselves to be free thinkers. And this is a theme I'm gonna explore in some detail. What does it mean to be a free thinker? Really? I think a lot of these people, they're not actually free thinkers. What they are is lazy thinkers who mistake going against the grain with being original. And so they are walking around without masks, and they're real militant about it, and they're convinced that the COVID is a fucking hoax cooked up by, Big Pharma or Bill Gates or somebody to, deprive them of their freedom. And so I don't argue with these people. I try to stay away from them. It's not worth it to argue with them. And the reason it's not worth it to argue with them is that their minds are not open to argumentation because they aren't thinkers. And I'm trying to, as I say, not conflate seeing that someone is not a thinker with thinking they're stupid. They're not stupid. They're just not good at this kind of thinking, or they're not informed, or they're too fucking busy doing other things, raising their kids and trying to pay the mortgage and taking care of their livestock or whatever it is. And yet they feel qualified. And so it's a weird thing. It's like everyone thinks they're a plumber. And so there's, shit flowing through living rooms all over the country because we've stopped recognizing that some people are plumbers and some people aren't. Everyone thinks their opinion is equally valid.
Demons be gone!
Be gone, demons.
Be gone!
Leave this studio!
Leave this planet.